your initial thoughts after tough loss for the Grizz.
Yeah. So first, congratulations to NAU. In the head coaching manual, Chris Ball ought to write a chapter. That was a magnificent coaching job, getting that team back. They got worked over by a team that didn't even challenge us 2 weeks ago, last week, and they came out and played and found a way to win. Nice job by them, first of all. And then for us, we didn't play well enough on the special teams. We didn't play well enough on defense, and we generated very little on offense. So we failed in all three phases of the game tonight. Got beat in our conference opener. So we've got to go home and lock it down, and we gotta get some things right. So that was not a good enough performance for a conference game by us.
Freshman quarterback got the start. He saw some time a week ago. Were you guys expecting to see a lot of him today? Were you expecting to see him start, or how did you guys maybe prepare for the quarterbacks this week?
It wasn't really that. We didn't expect to see him start, but they did a nice job. They threw everything but the kitchen sink at us. Took us a little, it was like playing a different offense than what we'd seen, but that wasn't the quarterback. They kind of blew it up and did some new stuff, and it was effective. It was good coaching. Aaron had a nice plan. Kevin Clune had a nice plan. They got up 2 touchdowns early, and then it kind of settled in. But we had our chances, and we didn't capitalize. We didn't execute. It's a shame not to come down here and win. We did.
Why did you guys stick with Sam at quarterback throughout the second half?
Why wouldn't we? It's a question. Why wouldn't we?
Yeah, it's a question
Did you think we should have somebody else in?
That's your decision.
Because I wanted to, then I guess that was my decision.
Is he showing you is he making the type of progress you want to see out of him?
We're not going to grade the players in a press conference, Frank. You ought to know that by now. Okay? That's not what this is for. This is for me to take questions on the game. Ask away.
What were you most disappointed about today?
We had a good week of preparation. We had good focus by our guys, and I was disappointed by the performance, considering we had a good week of prep, and I was very disappointed that we had mistakes and busts on things that are first day fundamental things that we did the first day of spring practice. I'm sure they did it all summer on their own and didn't bust it once, and we had quite a bit of that today in that game.
What are some of those fundamentals that you would say, like what would you point
Well,
to?
fundamental plays.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't cover the tight end in 3 different man coverages. There's nothing complex about it. And we had some zone plays where we just busted. Some zone run game, simple down the field pass concepts where we ran the wrong route. So,
Coach, NAU is a really veteran defensive line. What were they doing that was making it difficult to block and to get that push up front?
well, nothing. It was nothing schematic. They just those guys played well. They're kids that have been in. They're young men that have been in the college weight room, going right there outside that door for 5 or 6 years, and they're big, strong guys. They did a nice job playing with their hands and staying with it. So, there were times where they won. There were times where we didn't win and get the ball out. So everything goes hand in hand in football. It's 11 guys got to do it right. And their 11 did it better than our 11 today.
Thank you.
When NAU blocked that punt, could you just talk about what the breakdown was or how they were able to do that?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to see it on film. I don't know. I could not get an answer from a player or a coach on who lost. The guy I was watching that was free by design that we're going away from did not block it. So that's where my eyes were. So I'm kind of excited to see that one on the plane ride home.
You guys talk about the importance of momentum, having it and using it. Did you feel like you guys ever had the momentum in this game?
Sure. We didn't do much right today. But when we scored the the second touchdown and then ran the 2-point conversion in to get back on schedule after we missed the first PAT. We had momentum, and then coming out of the locker room at halftime, we got them stopped. We had a drive going, coming out of the locker room that you get out and score, you're in good shape, but we didn't do that. And you look at it, we had 12 first downs, and we were 2 for 12 on third down. That's not going to get you where you need to go.
What were some of the halftime adjustments you guys were trying to do on offense and weren't able to score in the second half? So was any of you doing something to prevent that, or was things just not working out on your guys' end?
Again, there wasn't a bunch of adjustment needed to be made. I mean, we'll see it. There's a lot of opportunity there, and we're not capitalizing. So, we've got to capitalize. They didn't do anything on defense particularly that surprised us. We gotta get first downs and go down the field and score, and we didn't do that.
There's obviously a lot of disappointed guys in the locker room. What's kind of the message to them about getting back on the horse for next week?
Well, if you're not disappointed, then you don't care enough. So everybody in here is disappointed. We got to play better. That's what it is. We got to, every guy in the room, starting with me, has got to look in the mirror and say, how do I do better this week? And we got to come back with with a vengeance on Monday and get ready to go. Coaches will be in tomorrow.
Where do you think you're at as a football team right now?
Oh, I don't know. I'll have to go watch it. See. I mean, what do you mean by, I don't know. What do you mean where we're at? We're sitting in Flagstaff, Arizona in the press room. That's where I'm at. What do you mean?
Well, I mean, you said, last year that, or last week, you said after that game, you're like, we're not really where we were at last year.
Oh, we're not even close to where we were a year ago.
Yeah, so
we're just
overall, how would you describe, where you feel like you guys are at as a program right now?
Oh, we're not as good as we were a year ago at this time. That's kind of what I said. Do you want something beyond that? Thanks, guys. Thanks, Chad. All right.